In its quest to provide an open forum for discussion of controversial issues, this station allows hosts and their guests to express themselves without any significant censorship. You're advised that any views expressed by the hosts or their guests are not necessarily the views of Tuggy Entertainment or its partners.
It's time for Motherhood Talk Radio, the most powerful voice in women's issues today, with Sandra Beck and Christy Holly. Ladies, Motherhood Talk Radio is here to give you a powerful platform by giving you interesting, inspiring, and influential information as you navigate everything from childcare to corporate formation. Motherhood Talk Radio has interviews with best-selling authors, gurus of happiness, and women of interest who every single day make our world a better place for our families. Motherhood Talk Radio, powered by Motherhood Incorporated, is on the air now. Moms, this really is your show. Motherhood Talk Radio. And now, here are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Christy Holly.
Who is, what country are you from, Paul? Uganda. So we're just spanning the globe here on Motherhood Talk Radio.
Very good.
But we're going to ratchet it back a little bit from our global philanthropic efforts, and we're going to talk about something near and dear to my heart, which is things that smell good.
Things that smell good.
Well, Rick, I think that, scent has such a big... It has such a big impact on our lives. I mean, I don't really think about it, but think about like you walk in your mom's house and you smell some of your favorite food, or if we're making popcorn, or like I've done recently with the cookies.
What do they call those? The charcoal bats?
The charcoal.
They were so hard. I mean,
they were so black.
You can play hockey with those.
You could. And they stunk up the whole house. We had to air out the house, I think, for at least a day. And
didn't you say even the coyotes wouldn't feel?
I did. I threw them out in the front lawn, and the ants were crawling over them. They weren't even eating them. And finally, my kids, Max and Zach, who are 5 and 8, went out and they're like stomping on the cookies and crunched them up into little pieces, and we used the hose to wash them into the grass because nobody would eat those things.
Nice.
But scent does have a lot to do with our moods. And, our guest today, Lynette Lovelace, her products are aromatherapy products. And, Rick, you are the recipient of these wonderful products pretty much on a daily basis because it's all I wear.
Yes. I mean, I like those, but I've got to say this now. One of my issues is women are always like, here, smell this. Here, smell this. And you don't want to say the wrong thing, or I always guess it smells like something it's not supposed to. Like a certain person I know, I'm not going to name the name, would always have this lotion, and it was the foulest, horrible lotion. Supposed to be Lily of the Valley, and we all called it Death of the Valley, because you would just gag. And it's like, okay, maybe that smells good to you, but...
but yeah, it's hard. I mean, scent's a funny thing. I mean, the thing that I like about the Life Therapy one is I wear Vacation and Play. Those are two of her product lines. They always smell good. But I will say, I walked in and I'm like, hey, Rick, how do I smell? And it's like, what does that smell? Beer and pretzels? No. I did not. No, you did not say that. But I just have to throw that out to you.
Well, thank you.
But when you think about it, like when you go places, you go to movie theater, and you smell popcorn. Popcorn is good.
Smell. Now, another issue. Women in the movie theater is always one, and I like the way women smell in general.
I would hope so.
I do, and I like their hair products and lotion, whatever. There's always one woman who has so much hair conditioner and perfume on that you're just like, what in the world? I can't even watch the movie. It's just like... whoa, and I'm like, hi. Contact high from your perfume. It's like, that's too much, honey. It's like, man.
Well, also, too, when they layer different scents. Like, it's like, to me, it's like, you don't know what hits you. It's like making a hot dog. If you put a hot dog on, you want to put your onions, you want to put your ketchup, you want to put your mustard. Those are all good things to put on there. What you don't want to put on there is like, I don't know, spaghetti sauce or, ground up pig's feet. I don't know. But you don't put these things together. And women, a lot of times when they use their beauty products, and I see this because they come in and it's like a cacophony of scents, they have, coconut spray on their hair, and then they have, violet scented hand cream, and then they've got lavender scented this, and they've mixed up all these scents, and it doesn't smell like anything. It just comes off as really strong.
raises a question for me. Like, I know people go to beauty school and fashion school, like how to make makeup look good. Do they have school for, like, scents? Like, don't do this. Yes, this goes together. This will make your partner die.
I think that's cooking school.
What is it?
Cooking school. Cooking school, they talk to you about, like, scents that go together when you're making food.
And
but
classes and...
Yeah. You know, but that's more with spices and...
They should start one for women and stuff they put on their bodies.
Well, it's true, because, you know, almost everything carries a scent these days, unless you purposely buy something, you know, that is unscented. But you've got, like, vanilla flavored, you've got, you know, coconut flavored, you've got all these different scents that, you know, if you layer that stuff on you, it starts to stink.
Yeah, but why is it, like, flavored? Like, because if you taste it, it doesn't taste anything like vanilla.
But you're not supposed to eat these things, Rick. You're supposed to, like...
I know, but don't you ever wonder, like, does it really taste like that?
No, Rick, I've never drank my shampoo.
I did do that once, but that wasn't totally on purpose. But I got the coconut shampoo in my mouth. Horrible. Nothing like coconuts.
Wow.
It takes a day to get rid of it.
So any of the sponsors listening today, they want to appeal to the men that listen to our radio show, which is probably none of them, but we want to appeal to edible shampoo?
Sure.
Okay. But it's true. It is misleading, like, especially the chocolate products. I got to tell you, for women,
tempted, right?
To be fair, I have tasted some of the chocolate products. Yeah, hand cream. It smelled so good. It was good enough to eat. I just licked it.
You were judging me for trying the coconut.
No, I was making fun of you. There's a difference.
Excuse me, technicality.
If I was judging you, that would be a whole different, like, legalistic thing I was doing. That would be my judgment. But for me, it's just the hand creams that smell like food are good enough to eat. I mean, until you eat them.
Right, exactly. Is there a disclaimer?
Yeah, please do not eat the hand cream. I don't know. That's a question we're going to ask Lynette Lovelace, because she is the CEO of this great company that makes products that I adore. And just so you know, we've received no sponsorship for her being on the show today. She's on the show today because I really like her products. But, Rick, I want to go back to the aspect of mood and scent, because when you smell popcorn, okay, we're going to do this. Tell me the first word that pops into your head. Popcorn.
Butter.
Oh, okay, popcorn butter. Okay, how about coconut?
Nastiness.
Okay, vanilla.
Icing cone.
Strawberry.
Strawberry. I don't like strawberries.
Chocolate.
Good. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a mood eater, and I'm not a scent mood, whatever they're called, mood scents.
Well, that's true. You did eat burned toast today with salami on it for lunch.
I eat based on the overall calorie intake. I don't go like, well, I feel like this, and I feel like eating something. I don't know.
But don't you think that when you smell certain good things that they enhance your mood? Because they do for me. Like when I smell chocolate, I go,
like if you smell a good steak or a good barbecue, like Famous Dave's out here.
Okay.
The barbecue and all, man, yeah.
Okay, so maybe
I could have just eaten. I drive by that place and I want to eat again. Or like BJ's.
BJ's smells good.
I will eat that any time of the day.
Well, and I'm thinking that if there's product-driven designers out there today, that they should make men's shampoo smell like barbecue.
Barbecue smell be good.
Barbecued hair.
Italian, like meatball, something. Right. For the real Guido in you.
Meatball hair gel.
Provolone.
Well, but it's true. But scents do, despite, you know, the scents that are, I'm naming all women product scents. You're probably not going to wear vanilla. You're not going to wear lavender.
Scents can alter. Like you smell something really foul, you just feel nasty, and that scent haunts you the rest of the day.
That's true, and you don't want to eat. You know, when you smell something, like when I burned those cookies and the whole house smelled like a forest fire. It didn't encourage us. Oh, the mouse that died in the fridge. Do you remember that?
How could I remember? The smell of death is something you can't shake. It's so unique. And it lasts for a long time.
That was the worst.
You can't find it.
No, we had a mouse in the house, and I was telling Rick, I can't catch it. I think I was talking to you at night when it was up in my bedroom. I'm like, Rick, I don't know what to do. And you said to use those traps, but I didn't know how to set those traps. So I went out and I got some poison. And the poison, the mouse ate it. It was a little field mouse, and then it crawled up in the fan behind my refrigerator. So every time that fan turned on, it just blew the dead mouse smell all through the kitchen.
And it's just enough to make you just a little queasy.
It was. I think we both lost weight that month because it was a good 4 to 6 weeks.
See, that's something you'll never see in a diet book. Put something dead in your house and you'll lose weight.
Stupid diet guy. Insert dead mouse into fan of refrigerator. You will never go in that refrigerator ever again. But scents do make a difference, and that's like when people put those, like guys always put those little plasticky or those little placard things in their cars to make it smell
trees?
good. Yeah.
Yeah, those are great. Yeah,
you put that tree in hoping you won't smell like the 2 pounds of dirty laundry and old workout towels.
Are you cleaning out my car?
Maybe.
That's another scent. The gym bag one, it'll contaminate the rest of the air in your car.
The gym bag, yes. Yeah. The dirty gym bag in your car, I got to tell you, I know it's there. All I have to do is sit down in the seat and smell the dirty gym bag. But, good scents can really enhance our mood and can make a difference. I know whenever I'm having a tough day or a bad day, and you see me do this, I go in and I get my favorite Choose Your Mood hand cream, and I put it all over my hands, and then I walk around smelling up the office going, Rick, doesn't this smell good? And you politely say, yes, Santa does. See? Well, my name is Sandra Beck. I'm the host of Motherhood Talk Radio, along with Rick Swanson today for a vacationing and shopping Christy Holly. Our guest today is going to be Lynette Lovelace, and she's from the company Life Therapy Choose Your Mood, lifetherapy.com, a line of wonderful spa-like body products and some other cool stuff. And when we come back from the break, we're going to talk a little bit more about how we can affect our moods with different types of aromatherapy.
Mom, here's your show, Motherhood Talk Radio, giving you interesting, inspiring, and influential information as you navigate everything from childcare to corporate formation. This is Motherhood Talk Radio, and we'll be right back after these. Hey moms, get ready for Living the Dream Mom with Nina Fry. Thursday mornings at 10, 9 a.m. Central on TogiNet.com. Living the Dream Mom is about the true realities of motherhood, the beauty and the rewards of watching your children grow.
All these moms have something in common. They put their kids first. It's not about the kids all the time and the diapers and the bottles and the breastfeeding. It's about showcasing the mother in motherhood, real moms in the real world. You get it? Now that's what the show is about. So every week, let's get together and we'll share these great stories with you guys. And I hope by the end of the show, you'll be saying, you know what? That is my life. Nina gets it. And I can't hardly wait to see what she brings me next week.
Don't miss the next Living the Dream Mom. It's real moms in the real world. Thursday mornings at 10, 9 a.m. Central. Living the Dream Mom with Nina Fry on TogiNet.com.
The Mary Beth Wells Hour is a talk radio show where we reach out, reach deep, and talk about topics of substance. We'll cover points of interest, such as World War II and the Holocaust, the Vietnam War, the planets and the oceans, skydiving, rock climbing, and much, much more. Join me every Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as we delve into and discuss fascinating subjects. It's a program to pique your interest for sure.
Welcome back to Motherhood Talk Radio, the most powerful voice in women's issues. For more information, check out the website, motherhoodtalkradio.com. Now, let's get back to the show with your hosts, Sandra Beck and Christy Holly.
Hey, mamas, this is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Lynette Lovelace, and she is the owner of Life Therapy, Choose Your Mood, bath and body products, along with some other cool stuff that she sells on her site. Lynette, are you with us today?
I'm with you.
Yay, I'm so glad you're here. You know, I wasn't kidding when Rick and I were talking in the opening segment about how much I love your products and how much I love, the sense that you have. And I know Rick, even though, eats burned cookies and then he eats anything I burn. and he admittedly says no fashion sense, no sense with all this stuff. I will see him every once in a while, and I'll walk in. Oh, you smell good. Oh, you smell good.
Nice.
And when I was at Kaiser the other day to do some checkup work, I was handing the lady my card, and she says, "Oh, that smells so good. What are you wearing?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's my hand cream." But nobody has ever complained. Nobody's ever come to me and said, "Gee, that smells too much," or "That's too strong." That's really cool because I've been wearing your products for over a year.
It was one of your mom's favorites. So
that was, my mom was
meaning there.
Well, when she was going through the final stages of her chemotherapy, she had radiation and she had some other treatments done. And part of the side effects for the treatments she was having were the soles of her feet turned bright red and purple, and they were so painful, and her legs were so painful. And one of the things that gave her comfort was kind of the luxurious aspect of your body creams. I don't know what's in them, but they're rich and lovely without being greasy. But the scent was something that, when people are going under chemotherapy, they're very sensitive to scents and things like that. And, she just loved it. She just loved it.
Well, darn it. Hopefully she took it straight to heaven because, I could use the inn up there.
That's right. She could take it straight to heaven. But, that provided great comfort for my mom. And, and it has for me, too, in times of stress. When I put on vacation or play or chill, those are my three favorites of yours.
I would say that, remember that this whole line came out of kind of my own therapy, my own processing of a culmination of all my life's experiences. And I sort of wanted to put it in a bottle and, try to give back in a bigger way that,
Let's talk about where your whole product line and your concept came from.
Did you say this is like a 3-day show?
Yeah, pretty much. We could just stay on the air forever.
Oh, Lord. Okay, let's talk about it. So, I was in the retail industry for 20 years, owning a restaurant and boutique, as you know, and absolute crazy admiration for product. And I think just through my own life's experiences, my kids both had very crazy, serious illnesses, and myself struggling with all of my endometriosis, etc. It was just sort of, I needed to take a minute off and sort of reflect on all the issues that have been given me. And relatively, I'm always a really happy person. And I'm like, how could I take this and help people understand that, even though bad things happen to you, choosing your mood is really an essential part of how you face it. I mean, you must know this just going through everything your family has gone through, and you have to take the power of it away from us. When things happen, it's just really not a reflection of why me. In my regard, and my personal, goal was just to sort of celebrate and let people know that, mood is a choice, the power of thinking is our choice, and we have to own it. So I took a little fun way of creating some fragrances that definitely enhanced a mood. Vacation truly smells like a little Polynesian coconut flake trip to the Bahamas. So that's kind of
does.
Yeah,
it does. Right. And what's amazing to me is one thing that I didn't know and I had to learn was that we have the choice as to what we think about, and then we have the choice to make decisions based on what we think about.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people don't realize that they have a choice in what they're thinking. They have a choice in what they're doing because especially as moms, we're so busy reacting. We're so busy, I got to get this done, I got to get this done. You don't even stop to think about what you're thinking. And a lot of times we get to the point, especially those of us with small children and multiple small children, it's just react. What's got to be done? Get this done. Get the lunch. Get the dinner. Go, throw the laundry in. And we stop thinking. We don't think about our own thoughts, and we don't think that we can choose it.
Yeah, I think I use the analogy of fireflies. Those like lightning bugs that, all of a sudden you're summer night, and all of a sudden one of them goes off, and you're just sort of like, oh, like, you forget. Like, we take things for granted. So I think really understanding the ownership and the power behind the way we think, it manifests so many different things. Like if you're going to think in a bad way, it's probably going to go in a bad way, And anyway, I think that's really been an attractive part of the line. And then, we launched the positivity bracelets in New York, and that's just, it's all based on color and kind of a playful way of reminding people about color and its importance in our life, and just also about mood, So we're having fun.
Well, and I think, when you talk about the power of scent and the power of color to change our mood, it's not something new. You think of like, okay, well, you want to cheer somebody up.
Back
what do we
to the
do?
Basics.
We bring them flowers. We don't bring them, we bring them bright, colorful, cheery flowers. We don't bring them dark, dingy, brown, black, gray things. I mean, and then we bring people things that smell good.
Yeah, don't paint, it's like the painting a room or, just like anything. Surround yourself with, amazing things. So it's very simple. It's all very simple here at Life Therapy.
Well, it's simple, but there's a lot of psychology behind all this stuff. It's not like, you wave a magic wand and things come out. There's a lot of work behind this, and you're a mom.
I know, craziness. Sandra posted right here on my computer is my little note from you. What can I do today to move my business forward? I don't look behind me. I don't look in front of me. So see all those little memorable moments. But it is hard. It's hard to balance it all. But in a way, this is a really cool way for me to calm it down, remind myself, why I'm doing it, and fragrance behind it, and I think, sometimes as moms we forget to treat ourselves to things like that. So I'm trying to surround myself in it. So
I think most of the time as moms, we did a giveaway on one of my other radio shows of some gift cards, and I was astounded at, when these gift cards were given out to these moms, 99% of them, if not all of them, ended up buying things for their kids and their spouse.
Of course. Yeah.
We're just so conditioned, as wives and mothers to take care of the people around us and not even to think about our needs. And I think that's one of the things that the Life Therapy product line for me is so powerful, because when I use their body line, it's for me. This is not for babies.
Yeah.
These are not, I know men can use them. I know Rick sneaks in and uses my hand cream even though he doesn't think I do. I know it. But it smells good, and it's luxurious. And what's in it that makes it feel so good?
Well, I think it's just a combination. We use all natural derived, elements. We went over the top in all the vitamins, all the essential oils. Each one of them has aloe and cottonseed oil, sunflower seed oil. We really, some people put in one or two elements and then it's, call it a day. You don't need to overkill. And I went the other way and was all about luxury, luxury, luxury. The worst thing for me is to pick up, especially a hand lotion that maybe has a fragrance that I love, but then I put it on and I can't touch my pencil or my keyboard because it's so greasy. So we worked really hard on the formulas, but it was a usable product that when you put it on, you could still put your pantyhose on and they don't stick to you, or your pants, or, being a working woman and a woman in product, I think that not only was the idea of the brand important to me, the quality of it and how it would be used was instrumental in development. So a lot of thought went into the ingredients.
Well, that's the thing, when we are busy as moms, and I'm a working single mom, so I'm pretty busy, I don't have time to wait for things to dry, and I don't want, stains from my lotions or from my products on my clothes. I'm, getting ready in the morning, and you should see me, Lynette. I've got my he's recently 5, but, I'm trying to get his pants on, his, sneakers on, his socks, and he doesn't want his socks on. And then my 8-year-old is having a fit because I don't remember ever being like this at 8, but he's all suddenly like, Mom, this shirt and pants, they match. And I'm like, no, camouflage and, orange and blue stripes don't match, but Mom, I look cool. And then I'm like,
right.
Okay.
And if he's happy, you let him be.
Yep, let it go. And,
choose his mood.
But during all this time, I'm trying to fix my hair, get my makeup on, like you said, get my pantyhose on if I'm going to a work meeting. All this stuff is happening at once. And to go, and put hand cream on and have your keys slip out of your hands, have your phone get greasy.
Yeah, so it's just, it's little things like that, we were trying to be mindful of, in the choreograph, if you will, of the brand. And just, the truth is, I just hope and it's a great gift. It's, maybe it is something of a luxury for many, many people, and maybe they wouldn't buy it for themselves, but what a treat to get something that has so much meaning behind it, and if you really look into the philosophy of the brand, it's all about teaching people about the power of the way we think, because in the end, if we think happy, we are happier, we're kinder. I don't know. So, there's been an element of a lot of thought. This wasn't about just, I want to do a brand. And I wanted to be a brand and make a difference. So I do hope, it makes me happy to hear that your mom could enjoy it and that you think great things when you have it out. And it was made with intent and purpose. So, good that shows through it, for sure.
Well, I think it shows through the brand name. You can check it out at lifetherapy.com. My name is Sandra Beck, and I am the host of Motherhood Talk Radio. My guest today is Lynette Lovelace, and she is the pretty much the everything behind the Life Therapy brand, Choose Your Mood. I want to remind women to check us out on iTunes. We are available under Motherhood Talk Radio. We're also available at motherhoodtalkradio.com. You can check out prior shows. You can pick up our broadcast. And when we come back from the break, we have a listener question that has come in to talk to Lynette about how does she develop her fragrances.
Mom, here's your show, Motherhood Talk Radio, giving you interesting, inspiring, and influential information as you navigate everything from childcare to corporate formation. This is Motherhood Talk Radio, and we'll be right back after these. Ready to get your woohoo on? From business and branding to babies, best-selling books, and personal breakthroughs? Then it's time to tune in to Woohoo Radio, Love, Life, Business, and the Pursuit of Happiness with your host, Lisa Stedman, Wednesday afternoons at 4 p.m. Central on TogiNet.com. Using her signature blend of inspiration, motivation, and kick-butt action, best-selling author and chief woohoo woman Lisa Stedman wants to help you discover the woohoo that only you can do. Lisa will show you how to create your signature woohoo way of love, life, business, and the pursuit of happiness without losing yourself. If you're tired of a one-size-fits-all approach to career, relationships, and personal growth, get your weekly woohoo on with Lisa and her rock star guests as they reveal their personal stories of bouncing back from boohoo of rock bottom into the woohoo of love, life, business, and the pursuit of happiness. Check out her website, lisastedman.com. Join us for Woohoo Radio, Love, Life, Business, and the Pursuit of Happiness. Wednesday afternoons at 4 p.m. Central on TogiNet.com. I am not the woman I used to be. I'm free with Minister Diane Jones. Monday nights at 10, 9 Central on TogiNet. This is your chance, ladies, to hear stories of hope and healing from someone who's been there. Someone who has fought back from the horrors of incest. Minister Diane's innocence was stolen from her in the land of alcoholism and mental illness, which led to her being emotionally, physically, and sexually abused by her parents. Yet in spite of this trauma, she has gone on to become a successful wife, mother, registered nurse, and minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. I'm Not the Woman I Used to Be. I'm Free is a straight-up show to enlighten you and to lighten your load. Do not let the weight of this world or the things that have happened to you control your life. For more on the show and Diane and her book, The Story of Me, email her directly from her show page here on TogiNet. Then, join us for I'm Not the Woman I Used to Be. I'm Free with Minister Diane Jones. Monday nights at 10, 9 Central on TogiNet.com. Welcome back to Motherhood Talk Radio, the most powerful voice in women's issues. For more information, check out the website, motherhoodtalkradio.com. Now, let's get back to the show with your hosts, Sandra Beck and Christy Holly.
Hey, mamas, this is Sandra Beck, and I am here with Lynette Lovelace. She is the CEO of Life Therapy product line, Choose Your Mood. You should look them up. They make great gifts. They're one of my favorite products. And when we were talking to Lynette in our last segment, a listener brought in a question through the chat. The question she asked Lynette is, how does she develop her fragrances? Does she do the research and development? How does this happen?
I do everything myself. Fragrance is a tricky thing. I never really realized how it was built, and until I started the development of this line, which was probably about 9 years ago now, it really took about a good 5 years for me to get all of the information, research together. And basically what you do is you grab every fragrance possible that you love, be it in the kitchen. You could take a lemon, a lime, a olive oil, sunflower seed, and I literally sat there like a little, Play-Doh episode when you're little, and you mix and you build and you see, and then I work directly with a chemist, and they blend, they come back, and they're like, okay, what do you think? And I said, no, too much citrus, not enough of this, don't like the sweetness. It's just amazing. It's an amazing experience just to try to. But the tricky thing with our product was I use no alcohol in my perfumes. So, if you know anything about perfume mixing, 90% of most perfumes are alcohol. It's a wonderful thing, alcohol, in many ways, because it lifts fragrance. It kind of brings it out in your body and in the air, but it's very drying on the skin. So I had a goal of doing a perfume that had no alcohol. So we really had to play with the base ingredients, and our perfumes are 100% sunflower seed oil based. So once you smell it and know that you like it, that is pretty much how it stays on your body. It's not something that's going to dry in the air, et cetera, because there's no alcohol in it. But it really...
that's why the stuff changes. Like when you buy a perfume at the store, sometimes by the time I put it on my skin, what's in the bottle smells different. And your stuff, like I love your Pulse Point oils, and they're these cool little pencil-sized things that fit in every bag, and they have a little case on top of them so they don't leak and drip all over. They're so wonderful. They're so convenient. I have one in my car. I'm not kidding you. I have one in my in between my two seats, the little cubby thing. Then I carry one in my purse, and they stay the way they're supposed to smell.
Yeah.
Like they don't change.
That's the trick of the no alcohol, so that's been a big... But yeah, as far as the fragrances, really and truly, it's like a little science experiment, and you blend and blend and blend, and it's amazing to watch and really get the effects of how does lemon affect vanilla, et cetera. So, and there's just a million different raw chemical places that sell different fragrance. So you just really have to educate and read and understand how things oxidize with one another. And honestly, I'm so pleased with all 5 fragrances, because they're subtle enough that kind of meant to enter the room after you. Many perfumes you can kind of smell like 6 feet before someone gets near you. And that was definitely not my goal. My goal was really about creating fragrances that weren't offensive to other people. And there's just some people that don't like fragrance. So in many ways, I think this is a really gravitating line to a lot of people, because it's not so overpowering. They've been blended in such a way that they're pretty mild,
They are mild.
Memorable. Yeah.
Right, they're light and they're mild. I like that. The other thing I like about them is that they don't seem to dissipate as much, and I don't know if that's maybe, I think of like food and fat, like there's oils and fats and stuff versus putting food and alcohol. When I wear different... Yeah, it does. And it's like over time it gets, it's like almost like, diminishing returns. It gets, it's a big jump on that. Your stuff, like I put the Pulse Point oil in my hair a lot of times. I rub it on my hands and then I put it in my hair.
Good for the hair too.
Oh, yeah, because my hair is
good
so
for the
tight.
frizzies. If you're in a pinch, just put a little oil on there.
It's true, and it smells good, but it stays, and it doesn't like start out really strong and then get really down to nothing. So you got to reapply. It's something that it seems to hang in my hair, and at a level that, and I'm really sensitive to perfumes.
And you love it, so that's good.
I do, and I just love I like the packaging. I like that it makes me feel good, and I love when I receive the packages. It was almost like getting a gift, and I want to talk a little bit about the packaging that was created for this, because your regular packaging feels like a gift.
Oh, well, good. Then I'm doing my job, because that's, was part of it all. Everything needed to have a little texture and a little realism about it. And, it is a gift to yourself. I mean, I think whenever we treat ourselves to things like, other than toothpaste and, hand soap, I mean, it's kind of, you want it to last. You want it to make its longest effort. So mine is, I wanted it to be pretty to look at. I wanted you to have an experience when you opened it. Some could say I'm over the top, but it's okay.
Well, but for somebody who is, I'm super picky with the stuff that I like to use, and I don't necessarily have to have a lot of it. I don't need to use it every day. But when it comes to these, like, everyday luxury items, I want it to look good. I want it to smell good. I want it to sit on my counter or be, proud of something that looks nice with my decor. I mean, I'm funny that way, but I think a lot of women are that way.
Yeah, I would agree. If we're going to spend money on something, then let's get the most out of the experience, right?
Right. Pretty jar, pretty container, pretty packaging. Those little luxuries go a long way.
Oh, great. Well said.
Well, those little luxuries go a long way. So what is your company philosophy? Like, what is, you mentioned it briefly earlier. You said these are some things, that you were thinking about. If you could describe your company philosophy, what would it be?
I would really say that the whole, not to repeat, philosophy of the brand is really just understanding and teaching people of the power behind the way we think, and that our thoughts become our actions. And, we just took a playful approach to reminding people how amazing it is to have a whiff of something and then have a memory. You walk by a cinnamon bun and maybe you think this, and if you smell chlorine and coconut, you think vacation, and so that was really the whole. How could I do something a little bit different with, rather than just creating another body product out there? How could I have a playful? It needed to matter in someone's day. It wasn't just about putting a great cream out there. It was making a difference in someone's day. So.
So in making that difference, what I'm hearing you say is that, for example, like the body cream product line that smells like vacation. That's, has the coconut, has that clean, fresh smell that you feel like when you've got coconut oil and you get out of the pool, you get out of the ocean, and everything just smells so good. When you talk about changing your mood, somebody who's very stressed out, running from thing to thing in the office and the home and the family and this and that, all of a sudden you use your product and you get that minute break that most people won't get in their day, and that aromatherapy, if you will, that scent triggers memories, triggers a feeling of relaxation, triggers a feeling of positivity, so that when that person goes back from using your product to their busy, hectic schedule, maybe they've ratcheted the stress level down a notch. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we tried to do something a little different in that, most of us know that lavender, is good for relaxation, and people know that spearmint is calming, and, peppermint is arousing. So I think I tried to steer a little bit trickier away from that, things like the coconut and the pineapple leaf that were in vacation. Play is jasmine and very, orange, blood orange and marsh grass, and things that kind of elevate you to a playful level. Chill is heliotrope and rose versus what most people would expect in a lavender that maybe we actually take for granted because we know so much about it. Mine was definitely done through on the nose. As soon as you smell it, you're like, right, play, So, and certainly everyone has a different relationship or relational ability with perfume. But I think as you get into this, the whole philosophy of choose your mood and, choose your energy and be careful of your thoughts, because our thoughts become who we are. So this was just a fun, playful way through my own little healing, et cetera, that I could put something into a bottle and get it on your shelf and maybe make a difference in your day.
Well, and you've gotten your product in the hands of some pretty famous and influential people, for sure.
We're working on it.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it.
The radio show is going to take me to a whole new level.
There you go. But
the power of women, we all know.
That's right. So, we get together, we stir our cauldron, and see what comes out.
That's right.
But yes, these products are available on. Why don't you tell us your website and tell us, what people can expect when they come to your site?
Well, our site actually has just been newly renovated, so we're kind of excited. We're still in a little phase of perfecting all our imperfections, so feel free to drop me a line if you have a thought about that. But the brand can be found at www.lifetherapy.com. And additionally, you'll find a whole section of shopping on there that's really shop by mood. And I mentioned briefly earlier that, I was in the boutique industry. I owned my own boutique for 20 years, and certainly product is a passion. And I thought, this is crazy. I don't want to just carry my own things because there's so many other amazing designers and creators out there that I love and support. So I thought, this is crazy. Why give that all up? So now we shop by mood. So you can buy, other amazing products that I've found and sold for years, as well as Life Therapies. So it's exciting. Come visit us.
Exciting. Come visit us. Okay. Well, I want to thank you for being our guest today.
Oh, my pleasure.
Lynette Lovelace of Life Therapy. My name's Sandra Beck. I am the host of Motherhood Talk Radio. For those of you in the military, please check out our sister show, Military Mom Talk Radio, which airs Mondays at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're available on iTunes. We're available on motherhoodtalkradio.com. We're also available on TogiNet. Now, when we come back from the break, we're going to switch gears for a minute, and we're going to bring on Pastor Paul Nyende, and he is from Uganda, and one of our furthest visitors from the show today. I think we're competing with India. I don't know which one is further. We'll have to look on. We'll have Rick look it up on the map. And he's going to talk about ROWAN, which is Rural Orphans and Widows AIDS Network. When we come back for the break, please join us and learn about this great organization.
Mom, here's your show, Motherhood Talk Radio, giving you interesting, inspiring, and influential information as you navigate everything from childcare to corporate formation. This is Motherhood Talk Radio, and we'll be right back after these. Booyah! That's the word uttered when you know you have the upper hand, or you're the winner. Well, now, we have the Booyah Radio Hour with Martin Pressey. Tuesdays at 9, 8 Central on TogiNet.com. Martin's show is all about helping speakers and authors find their niche, create their brand, and achieve massive success. Each week, Martin will interview guests from around the world who have achieved tremendous success as speakers and authors. You'll find out who they are, what they do, and how you can follow in their footsteps to achieve incredible results. Guests will come from around the world of business, entertainment, finance, the arts, and sciences. Nothing is off topic. No subject too taboo. We'll share valuable information as well as huge laughs as we discover the ups and downs of being a successful speaker and author. The Booyah Radio Hour with Martin Pressey. Tuesdays at 9, 8 Central on TogiNet.com. Ready for the most current feel-good gossip? Then check out Daytime with Donna with your host, Donna Introcaso, and sidekick Nina Fry. Every Friday afternoon at 2, 1 Central on TogiNet.com. You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Donna is a charismatic, market-driven entrepreneur who was part of the team that founded iVillage.com, which is the largest content-driven community for women today. Donna and Nina are here to empower you, motivate you, and encourage you in all aspects of your life. It's like Oprah on the radio. Plus, your chance to win great prizes, all the way up to a $500 Visa gift card. For more on Donna Introcaso, check out her website, introinc.com. Then join us for the show, Daytime with Donna, with your host, Donna Introcaso, and sidekick Nina Fry. Friday afternoons at 2, 1 Central on TogiNet.com. Welcome back to Motherhood Talk Radio, the most powerful voice in women's issues. For more information, check out the website, motherhoodtalkradio.com. Now, let's get back to the show with your hosts, Sandra Back and Christy Holly.
Hey, mamas, this is Sandra Beck, and we've put Rick Swanson to work today. During the entire show, he's been trying to calculate if our guest today, Pastor Paul Nyende, who comes from Uganda, is a guest that has traveled further than our other guest, which came from Bombay. So we're close here. We've got really a 500-mile window. All right, direct comparison from stupid diet guy who's now like stupid detail guy. They're pretty close. Bombay to New York City, 7,790 miles. Uganda to D.C., which is 7,248. So either way, he's come a really long... He did come to my office versus the Bombay people who only went to Denver and called in. So I think we're going to have to give props to the pastor for coming the furthest to talk to us. Welcome, Pastor Paul.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you today. Now, you are involved with an organization called ROWAN, which is Rural Orphans and Widows Aid Network. Can you tell me how this began and when?
Okay, thank you very much. This is a wonderful organization that began with tears after people struggling with life in the rural areas. And in 2001, someone called me and he said there was a child, an orphan, that has been in the house for 1 year without even getting out.
A child, a 1-year-old child, yes. An orphan, who was in the house for 1 year without getting out of the house.
Yes. And I was just wondering what situation this child was in. So I went there, only to find this child was just in the house with the grandfather, who was just helpless, was very old, and he was also suffering from jiggers. These are worms that enter in our body and develop from there, and then they suck our blood. Sometimes even they can even kill you.
So he was very sick, a very sick old man caring for this 1-year-old child.
Yes. So now when I stood on just at the door, I just started feeling the smell, and I was wondering what was inside. So I entered in the house. I found that this boy was just like, the house was like a restroom. What you could do in a restroom is what this boy was doing in the house. And when I told the boy to stand up, he could not stand up. I raised him up. I took him out, only to find all his body was full of jiggers.
Oh.
The hands, behind the back, all the feet, everywhere you could see jiggers. And this made me to shed tears because it was too much for a human being to be like that.
Right, no human being should live like that.
Yeah. And then when I asked the parents, they had died of HIV/AIDS. Mm-hmm. And this boy was just there struggling with life. He had the uncles, but they were drunkard. They could come at midnight, and the boy had no help. So the following day I came back, and I had some pins to remove the jiggers, and that was not really an easy work. I had to bring something that I could remove the top skin, just cutting like you are cutting the apple.
And now, did this little boy have did you give him any pain medication, or did you just come and remove these things?
Yes, I came and removed the jiggers because there were very many. So like he was just stuck, blood was just coming out, and I could not leave him like that. So I had to take him to the hospital, and he spent there for 2 weeks. And then from there, I had to take him back home, to my home.
Your home?
As one of my children there.
As one of your children. So you adopted this child?
Yes.
And how many children do you have?
I have 8 children, 5. I have 5 boys and 3 girls.
You have 5 boys and 3 girls, and how many are adopted?
I had only that one, because now I was thinking of that kind of life, people in the rural areas, that they were really facing. So I thought of this program of ROWAN, the Rural Orphans and Widows AIDS Network. And this is how this idea came up in my mind. And this boy now became the first orphan in this program.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. What is his name?
His name was Julius.
Julius.
Yes.
So we're going to put a shout out to Julius today for helping you, inspiring you to put this organization together. How many members do you have in your organization, sir?
Yeah, we have 256.
256 members.
Yes, we have 106 orphans. We have 50 widows, and then we have 100 people living with HIV/AIDS.
And you're helping all these people from your home country in Uganda.
Yes.
But you're here in Southern California.
Yes.
And why is that?
Now, in 2002, I had a girl from California.
Mm-hmm.
She visited my home. And then she was just a wonderful girl called Cassie. Then she came back in 2005 because, of course, she was still new, and I could not tell her everything. So I wanted to wait until that I could know her better. Then I could reveal my vision to her. So she came back in 2005, and she found me with a document that I had written about my vision. Then I handed it over to her. I said, Cassie, you are part of this village. This village is suffering. Go and speak on behalf of these people.
So this woman from Los Angeles flew to Uganda, and then she met you, came back to the States, then flew back to your country 2 years later when you could share your vision with her. What is that vision?
The vision was all about the vision was all about this program ROWAN, and then our vision was to love and empower orphans and widows infected or affected by HIV/AIDS in Africa by raising hope in Christ through holistic approaches and partnerships resulting in self-reliance. So that's what we wanted to help this people. We wanted to raise hope so that at the end of it, these people can be self-reliant.
Self-reliant. So people who are disadvantaged, who have no hope, you bring hope, and then you teach them and help them to get on their feet so they can have a happy and productive and full life. How do you choose the communities to help?
It has been a very challenging moment to come up with the real number of the people that we can help. But what we do, we just do home visits. We visit them, and then we find out what kind of people they are, and also their needs. Then from there, we can also choose which one we can help. And also, we also depend on who comes first, and then this one sometimes we can serve first.
So, okay, so you do a home visit, you check out what they need, you see what you can prepare, and then is the person who needs the most go to the front of the line? So where you can, you help. For those of you listening today, if you want to check out the website, it's loverowan.com, and that's www.loverowan.com. And for those of you just joining the show, we're here with Pastor Paul Nyende from Uganda, and he is the originator and the facilitator of the program ROWAN, which is Rural Orphans and Widows AIDS Network. Pastor, if there was someone listening right now who wants to help the orphans, the widows, and the people living in Uganda with HIV and AIDS, what is something that they could do?
There are a couple of things that we think we can do because this program, we are in a rural area where everything is poor. We have like schools in rural areas, like a school having 700 pupils, but we have only 6 teachers.
So you have 6 teachers
Yes.
to 700 students, which everybody here in Los Angeles complains about 1 teacher to 35.
Yeah.
So we're talking, 1 to 110?
Yeah. So you look at that kind of situation the students they are in. So like we want to improve on this the performance of the students. So like we are, as ROWAN, as people are advocating for the community, for the rural areas, I think we need also to improve on their education by coming up with at least a library that can have all the books, that when these children come, they can be able to learn many things from there, because it's really tough situation that these students are going through.
It's a very, very difficult situation, and I'm going to show my cultural ignorance right now. When you're looking at getting books, what language do you teach your students in?
We teach in English because, like in Uganda, we have 58 different languages. so like the language, the official language that we have is English.
It's an official language. That is interesting to know. I didn't know that.
It's the official language. It's so funny. It's the official language. Because when you go to the other side, you may not really understand what the other people say. So we need that unite that.
So we just made it English.
Yes, English.
Well, that's great, because otherwise you wouldn't be on the show today. It would be a tough show if I had to talk to you in 58 different languages or dialects. Well, our guest today has been Pastor Paul, and Pastor Paul Nyende from Uganda. I encourage you to check out his website, make a donation, find out how you can help there. The website is www.loverowan.com, and that's love like I love you, and ROWAN as Rural Orphans and Widow AIDS Network. My other guest today was Lynette Lovelace at Shop Embrace and Life Therapy and Choose Your Mood. She's got so many great things going on over there. We're so proud of the work that she does along with Pastor Paul. Check us out on iTunes. Check us out on toginet.com. We have a lot of great guests coming up for this holiday season. We're going to be featuring different products that are purely luxurious in nature and sometimes with great utility, so you want to not miss these shows coming up. And my name is Sandra Beck. I'm the host of Motherhood Talk Radio. On behalf of myself and Rick Swanson, I want to thank you for tuning in, and check us out again next week.
Thank you for being a part of Motherhood Talk Radio with Sandra Beck and Christy Holly on TogiNet.com. Join us every Tuesday as